Hey students, I welcome you all to the amazing platform of learning which is Edvironment. So we'll start our topic without any delay. As in the last class I asked you about some states and capitals, and one more thing I ask you that you have to figure out the states wherever IST is passing through and some states wherever the Tropic of Cancer is passing through. If you do that, it's good, and if not, together we'll solve that. Okay. So let us see whatever the things or the states which are passing by the IST. So students, you can see here the IST is passing through these states where they are coming from Uttar Pradesh, which is in short we say UP, and coming to MP, and here one more state is Chhattisgarh, and this side Odisha, and the last one is AP. So you can point out here the IST is passing through these states. I hope it is clear to everyone. And most of the time what is happening, so during the board exam, he might be trying to know you, or he might be trying to know from you that whether you have exact information of this one or not. So what he will try to do is he will ask you to draw the particular IST. At that time, what you have to do, you have to remember it in a proper way. So I will tell you how to remember this one. Just look at here. If you wanted to remember this is very easy. So whenever, if you wanted to remember this IST, which is actually Indian Standard Time, you have to be focusing on one thing. So we everyone know this state is Uttarakhand. So it is very clear to everyone, this is Uttarakhand. And the thing what you have to do is you have to know or remember the edge of Uttarakhand or some eastern part of Uttarakhand, so that it will help you to draw the IST very clearly. Now I'll tell you why I'm telling this one. Just look at here. If you figure out Uttarakhand edge, so that from there you can point out one more thing is you have to look at the edge of one more edge of AP or Andhra Pradesh, wherever the curve is like this, and where the curve is cutting towards this one, there the IST is passing again, and from edge of Uttarakhand it is around half of the inch. I can simply say it is around half of the inch. So you have to point out by this one. So I hope this is clear to everyone. And now we will move to the Tropic of Cancer. So as we come to know about the Indian Standard Time or the IST line passing states, now it is very essential to know the Tropic of Cancer passing states also. So look at here, the Tropic of Cancer actually starts with Gujarat and ends with Mizoram. So one thing you have to point out here is, if we are looking at Tripura and Mizoram, so I'll clear this for you. So if you are pointing out at Mizoram and Tripura, the one thing you have to note here is that when the Tropic of Cancer is passing through the states, the very important thing is you have to note down. If you observe the Mizoram, around 75% of the part of Mizoram is moving south of the Tropic of Cancer, and around 25% of the part is moving to the north of Tropic of Cancer. So I cannot tell you directly like it will be the exact percentage, but for your general understanding you have to remember like this. So it will help you to draw in a proper way. It will help you to draw the Tropic of Cancer in a proper way. Now without wasting any time, we will see how many states which are underlying through the Tropic of Cancer, or Tropic of Cancer is passing by how many states. So here you have to note down, first one is Gujarat, and next one is Rajasthan, and the next one is MP, and the next one is Chhattisgarh, and the next one is Jharkhand, and the next one is West Bengal, and the next one is Tripura, and the last one is Mizoram. So these are the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 states where the Tropic of Cancer is passing through. And let me know the capital city of all the 8 states in the comment below. So I hope these two things are very clear to everyone. I hope you understood it very clearly. Now let us move into the topic. Okay, so one more thing I forgot to tell you about IST is, once you are pointing out IST with the help of the edge of Uttarakhand, and at the same time you have to remember that it should be cutting the edge of Sri Lanka also. So now these things will help you to draw the IST in a proper way. I hope it is understanding to everyone. Okay, so let us move to the topic now. So in our last class we have completed how the Indian landmass is originated and how the basins are filled with the gradual movement of the rivers from the part of Himalayas and everything. So in this lecture, or in this part of the video, we are actually trying to know what are the relief features of India. What are the various relief features of India? So one by one we will clear. So first of all we will see what are the various relief features of India. So the very first one you can see here, the Himalayas, and the second one is Indo-Gangetic Plains, and the third one is Peninsular Plateau, and the fourth one is coastal plains, and fifth one is the desert, and the sixth one is the islands. So as we earlier finished that what is actually relief feature, once more I'll repeat that what is relief feature. Relief features is nothing but high and lowland. Relief feature is nothing but high and lowland. Relief feature is nothing but high or lowland. So it is very clear to everyone. And now we are moving various relief features we have in India. So look at here, the various relief features are these. So the various relief features are these 6, and today we are going to learn about Himalayas. Later on, if there is a time, we'll go to the Indo-Gangetic Plains also, but first of all we are going to start with Himalayas. Okay, so as if everyone know that Himalayan mountains are the highest mountain range where it runs from west to east direction in the form of an arc. So you can see here, these are the Himalayas, and the distance from west to east direction is 2400 kilometers, and the width of Himalayas in the west is 500 kilometers, whereas in the east it is only 200 kilometers. And one more thing it is said here, it is forming an arc. So we everyone know arc is a part of circle like this. If I'll change the color for your better understanding. Let's say if I take this part of the circle, this green color part, so this part of the circle is known as arc. Whatever the half of the portion I shaded with the green, so this half of the portion which I am shading once more with the blue, this is known as arc. So Himalayas also forming a kind of arc from west to east direction, and that west to east direction the distance is actually covering for 24,000 kilometers, and in the west it is actually the width of 500 kilometers, and in the east it is width of 200 kilometers. Now it is the time to discuss about the various 3 ranges of Himalayas. So just now I cleared you that what is the overall length of Himalayas from west to east, and what is the width in the west, and what is the width in the central and eastern region. So once more we'll recall that. So the overall length of Himalayas is 24,000 or 2400 kilometers, and in the west it is 500 kilometers width, and in the eastern and central region it is 200 kilometers of width. But more than this, something is more important here is that we have to note down Himalayas are actually segregated or differentiated in three different parts or three different ranges, we can say. Range in the sense, range is actually a very easy term actually to if you try to understand. Range is nothing but if something, if starting from point A and ending at point B. So whatever the distance is covered here, we call it range. We call it range, or simply if we try to understand, we can say it is has a distance also. So I think it is now clear like what I mean to tell about range. Now we will see what are the three different ranges of Himalaya. Okay, so whatever the information which is provided here about Himalayas, 150 kilometer in Arunachal Pradesh and all those things, actually I suggest you to follow the textbook only. Sometime it may be somewhat complicated to you, like it is somewhat overall or extra gathered information, and even I did not prefer you to do that. So we have to move according to our syllabus. Okay, so first of all, keep in mind students, here whatever the one number is there, if it is visible to you, I'll zoom in for you. So whatever the one number is there, it is representing greater Himalayas. It is representing greater Himalayas, or simply we can say Himadri or Himadri. This is representing Himadri. And whatever the second one is there, the second one is actually representing lesser Himalayas. Lesser Himalayas. And the third one is representing Shivaliks. So one by one we'll see what are the lesser Himalayas, what is Himadri and what is Shivaliks. So you can read out from here that this is the northmost range, is also known as Himadri. Just now I told you, whatever the northmost range is there, it is known as Himadri, and this is the most continuous range. Most continuous in the sense there are no some broken patterns. It means I'll tell you how it is. Let's say if the Himadri is starting from point A and it is ending at point B, obviously from west to east. So it is being continuous because there are no some gaps. There are no gaps in between, like these gaps are not there. So that is the reason it is known as continuous range. There is no gap between that. Okay, as you saw the picture, it might be very clear to everyone now, like what are lesser Himalayas, what are greater Himalayas, and what is Shivaliks. But we could not follow the same statement or the same information there because I already told you we are going through the textbook, so we have to follow the textbook content only. Now look at here, beta. Whatever the northmost range is there, it is also known as Greater Himalayas or Himadri. Just now we saw that, and it is actually ranging of the height of 6,100 meters. It is ranging the height of 6,100 meter above mean sea level. So wherever you point out MSL, it is nothing but mean sea level. In the sense, all the measurements will be taken from the mean sea level. Now moving to lesser Himalayas. Lesser Himalayas is the second most part of the Himalayas. So first part we completed just now, that is Himadri, and the second one is lesser Himalayas, and the third one is Shivaliks. So we know this. If we talk about the lesser Himalayas, it is ranging at the height of 3,700 to 4,500 meters. So it is clearly mentioned here. Now you have to keep in mind students here, some hill stations there might he might be trying to ask in the board examinations. So the hill stations might be, from here you can start, it is Pirapanjal and Mahabharata ranges, from the important ranges of this region, and also the ranges consist of famous valleys. So the valleys are Kashmir, Kangra, Kulu in Himachal Pradesh. This region is well known for many hill stations like Simla, Mussoorie, Nainital, Ranikhet, etc. and covered by evergreen forest. Okay, now time to look at the Sivaliks. So Sivaliks is the southernmost range of Himalayas where it is at the height of 900 to 1110 meters from the mean sea level, and these ranges are called by different names in different regions. So it might be known as Jammu Hills in Jammu region, Mishmi Hills in Arunachal Pradesh, Kachar in Assam, etc. The part of this is consist of thick gravel and alluvium. So whatever the word here, alluvium is nothing but a fertile soil, the soil which is actually helpful for the growth of plants. The valleys lying between the Himalayas and the Sivalik ranges are called dunes. So dunes are nothing but the valleys which are ranging between Himalayas and the Sivaliks. And one famous dune we everyone know is our state, which is Dehradun, our Uttarakhand state capital, which is Dehradun. And one more thing is Kotli Dune and Patli Dune are some of the prominent dunes. So I'll suggest you whatever the dunes are pronounced here or mentioned here, you have to go through the maps so that you should point out these things, and there are the highly chances these might be asked in the board examination as a map pointing. Now coming to the easternmost boundary of Himalayas is Brahmaputra Valley in Arunachal Pradesh beyond the Dihang Valley. The Himalayas take hairpin bend in the south and act as the eastern boundary of India and run through the northeastern states. These divisions are known as Purvanchal and mostly composed of sedimentary sandstones. Regionally, the Purvanchal are known as Patkai Hills, the Naga Hills, Manipur Hills, and Khasi Hills and Mizo Hills. Okay, so whatever the Himalayas are there, they are taking an hairpin bend at the northeastern states. So they're taking a kind of hairpin bend at the northeastern states, and whatever the divisions are there, we call it Purvanchal. So the divisions of Himalayas in the northeast, we call it Purvanchal. And in Purvanchal, there are many hills which are known as Naga Hills, Mizo Hills, and Patkai Hills. So these are the types of hills which are ranging in the Brahmaputra Valley or in the northeastern region. Now, very important thing about Himalayas is we need to know from here. So this might be the very uh, like a small information, but you know the hidden informations are these only. So there are the highly chances in exam that he might be asking you, the examiner might be asking you, what is the importance of Himalayas? So whenever the questions comes to you in the exam, the importance of Himalayas might be reminding this paragraph from the textbook. So you should be very clear about this one. What are the essential things of Himalayas or how it is helpful? So the important things of Himalayas or the importance of Himalayas we can cover by Himalayas will protect the Indian landmass from the winter, from the cold winter, and also help for the rainy season. And the third and very important thing is there are some perennial rivers which are flowing through the glaciers of Himalayas, and these rivers will help for the formation of Indo-Gangetic plains, where we will learn a few examples of this thing in the upcoming chapter or in the upcoming class. So I hope this will be very easy to understand now, and how to recognize things in the map pointing. You have to note down that. And one more thing is, by the next class when you come, you have to complete this box, so that you have to you will have an idea like what is Purvanchal, what is Patkai Hills, and what is Naga Hills and Mizo Hills. So why I am focusing on the map pointing is this will ensure gaining marks in the final examination. Thank you. Prepare well, do hard